Welcome back to class, everybody. It's a bloody sandy day in the neighborhood, and today I've got a massive thing to tell you guys about. It is huge. So, the mod pack that I use for most of my educational videos is Medieval Mega Pack. It's made by Sujin, I believe, on the Nexus, and he just had a few updates that I am so excited to tell you guys about because they add weapons that I literally said I wish were in the game. First and foremost, you all know I love my tower shield. I keep comparing it to the Roman scutum, which now exists in the game. This is a Roman scutum. See, I said it was a curved. How do I get you off of here? Now the handle's sideways. Normally the handle would be like this way, but I'm not going to complain. I'm just happy it's here. I could just hold it like this. So see how heavily curved that is? So when they're overhead, normally the handle being the other way, it'd be held like this, and you just kind of hold it over your head. But see how curved that is? That covers my body well above, covers my body really well in front as well. So I'm loving that this is actually a thing in the game now, as well as the ow, as well as the pilum. So this is the famous Roman javelin, the pilum, made out of some solid wood around the base here. This tip is soft iron tipped with hard iron, meaning that when you throw it, it's going to pierce, but then it would bend under its own weight. That way the enemy can't throw it back at you. I'm so glad that one of these is finally in this game, because I can't wait to use it. They also added they call it the Pompeii Dagger, but it's literally just a Pugio. Whoa, that is heavy. It's literally just a Pugio, which is a classic Roman type of dagger. They also changed how everything is displayed. You'll see that this is much smaller. This one's not much smaller. The daggers have some new additions, like this type of French fencing dagger, as well as I don't think it's in this section. Nope. They also, you'll notice some axes here are missing, although there's still a ton of axes in here. But you'll notice mostly from like the blades, there's no Mycenaean sword, there's no spathas, there's no, because those are all now here in storage. You've got all your ancient weapons, including, finally, a Greek Hopland! Hey! Because I told you guys, the Greeks would use a giant round shield. This is a Hopland. Now, I've been using the Gottstag just to kind of get that same feel, but now me and my Dory can go out there like true hoplites. Because look, the handle's all the way over here at the end. That way it not only covers my body, but it covers part of the guy next to me, which is what made the phalanx so impressive. So I'm really excited about that addition as well. Oh, it's such a big friggin' shield. Oh, I love it. But yeah, you'll notice here in storage are where most of our medieval weapons, our Bronze Age and Iron Age weapons are, including a new bronze trident looking like straight out of Neptune's collection here. Look at that. Man, Aquaman, eat your freaking heart out. There's our pilum, the Mycenaean spear, and the dory all there. And if you look over here, you'll see Sujin, the greatest man to ever live, is the one creating these. They've also added a true spatha, which I've said is just a larger form of the gladius. And if you look here, it's a longer variant of the Roman gladius. Because as the war went on, the Romans realized they needed a bit more reach with their swords, but also the spot that was used by cavalry. Now you'll notice its tip is a bit more rounded than the gladius. For people who preferred the stab, you'd think, well, why is the tip rounded? Because the spot that had a rounded tip, more or less, so that way horsemen, when using it, they wouldn't stab themselves in the foot. Yep, here's our falcata and everything else. Still looks like those are drawn on with a marker. So yeah, he's moved everything here. We also now have a much larger Chinese section with our butterfly knives, which are butterfly swords, not butterfly knives. Those are the whoosh 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 ones. And yes, I've got one on me because even though I don't love Asian weaponry the most, they're not like my favorite thing in the world. Butterfly swords are, because they are meaty choppers. Something like that can do. Sorry, I'm burping. Something like that can do a ton of damage. But yeah, you can see here they also added a Crescent Halberd, which they call a Qinglong Ji. They've got a Wo Dao, which is like a proper two-handed Dao instead of just that Da Dao that I was using. This one. They've got a Duan Dao now, which is like a proper curved sword that they would use. They've added so much, and they've isolated their Nordics. So all your Nordic weapons are now in one sweet, easy location, with the addition of the Atgeir, which was a Norse halberd towards the end of the Nordic age. Stop that. So towards the end of the Norse era, they started to learn from their enemies, the Anglo-Saxons, on how to kind of improve their weapons, because the Anglo-Saxons used poleaxes that the Norse weren't quite popular with, so they invented the Atgeir, a Bardich Blade, or Bardige as it's pronounced, a Bardige blade on a long ass stick. Now this later went on to become the Bardige. They'd shorten the length of it and increase the length of the blade. Oh, that moved everything on the table. That's a meaty chopper. And for anyone who's ever played, oh, I'm drawing a blank on the name here. How am I drawing a blank on the name? It's the Viking game that came out a while ago. Took the whole world by storm. They have Atgeirs in there. I'm gonna throw the name right here. Thank you, Jake. They have all kinds of Viking weaponry. It's all Viking themed. Get out of my book. So yeah, they've got Chinese weapons isolated, Nordic weapons isolated. Do not worry about this. This I must have installed wrong. It's laser weaponry, but I don't think I installed it right. I was gonna do a mod spotlight on that because it looked interesting with all its pew pews and laser stuff. The next thing I want to show is this. He added the MMP Medieval Mod Pack Waves. I've got sword practice, martial artists, duelist, saberers, ones that use saber-like weapons of different cultures, samurai, Vikings, dagger fighters, ashigura, which, by the way, were like the Japanese levy. They weren't samurais, but they were soldiers. Yep, Japanese soldiers equipped with swords and bows. Cassitus fighters, which were the punching gloves. These things. I've got gladiators and then just straight Vikings. Not the 1v1 trial by combat duel, but I think it's like a wave of Vikings. Yeah, 4 Vikings at a time, 20 waves. So we're gonna have some fucking fun. Oh boy. So yeah, this is a quick video. I just wanted to show you guys some new tools I had at my disposal to kind of go on into the future with, and I'm happy about it. I'm very happy about it. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Class dismissed.